If you're looking to protect the paint on your JK and your fenders just aren't cutting it, the Teraflex Transit Mud Flap Kit will be just the solution. Knobby tires are notorious for flinging mud and dirt up, and because they're wider, they can throw rocks and mud into unwanted places like your rear quarter panel and your rear bumper. The rear fender on the Wrangler will pick up a majority of mud and debris that flings up, but sometimes they don't catch everything. Not to mention, if you have a flat fender kit that's smaller in width than your factory flare, it won't catch much at all. This mud flap kit is designed to catch all that mud and debris flinging up to save your paint from any dings or damage. I would not usually recommend a solid mud flap to the avid rock crawler, but these are easily removable, so in those situations, you would get away with it. I would like to mention that these will not work with the factory bumper since it wraps around and won't allow enough room for the flap to be mounted. The install is also very easy at 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and I'll get into that in just a moment. Teraflex really put a lot of thought into how these would work best for you and your Jeep. These are made of a molded polyurethane, which means they're pretty tough, yet they're still flexible even if they do take a little bit of a hit. A lot of other standard mud flaps are made out of a flappy rubber material that will just flap around and not provide the extra protection that you might be looking for in a mud flap kit. What I think is really cool about this kit is that the mud flap itself is shaped sort of like a shovel. Now, the design looks pretty cool, but this will also do a great job at catching all of the dirt and debris and cupping the mud in the mud flap to keep it from flinging off even after it hits the flap. It even has a little slit in the back that will allow some of that to fall through and not splash up back onto your paint. These are about 13 inches wide, so these will cover larger tires perfectly, with about a ½ inch more of coverage than the standard 12.5 inch wide mud and all-terrain tire. Not to mention, you have the Teraflex logo stamped on the back of the mud flap, which I thought was pretty cool. The mud flaps are completely bolt-on, so you don't have to tap screws into your factory fenders or your factory bumper like other options require you to do. This bolts directly onto the frame, so it's compatible with basically any aftermarket rear bumper that doesn't wrap all the way around. And you can position the flap at any angle for the right tire size clearance. Like I mentioned before, these are very easily removable if you do happen to get into a rock crawling situation and you don't want to crush a flap. Teraflex integrated a quick release system that uses a 6mm hex key, so you can pop these right off or pop them on whenever you want. As you can probably tell, this is not the ordinary mud flap kit, and this offers a lot of features and a lot of other options, and it's more of a styling add-on than other flaps, so this is going to be a higher budget kit. At the moment, we offer this kit for about $150 for the back flaps. If you know Teraflex, then you know that they're a high quality brand, and you're only getting the best when buying their products, which is definitely something that I would keep in mind here. The only drawback that I would have to pick out here would be that this kit only comes with the back 2 flaps, and it's not a complete kit with the front flaps, and front flaps are not offered separately. Other less expensive options that we offer right now can range from $15 to $40, but some of them are rubber flaps that will not provide the most protection, and they won't hold up as well as a solid kit. Other options include molded flaps like these ones here, but they require you to have a factory rear bumper and factory fender flares so you can tap screws into the plastic to hold them in. The Teraflex kit is not a permanent modification because it's completely bolt-on. They are very easily removable, and they will definitely hold up to what gets thrown at them. Along with those features, Teraflex provides a limited lifetime warranty, so you can have some peace of mind when you're hitting the trails. Install is simple, guys, and it's completely bolt-on like I said, so it gets a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. This will require a couple of hand tools and about 20 minutes worth of your time.
These bolt-in location of your factory bumper. Our Jeep does not have a factory bumper, but we're still going to use the location where they bolt in and the factory hardware. We're going to begin by taking the proper side bracket, just laying it right over the holes and installing our hardware. Now these are adjustable for different size tires. You can go ahead and get it adjusted where you need it and then snug them up with a 16mm socket or wrench. After your bracket is bolted into place, you can go ahead and install your mud flap now. These are designed for quick and easy removal and installation, so you can remove them when you're not towing anything. All you have to do is take the proper side mud flap, line it up in the hole, slides in, and just screw in the locking tab. All you have to do is repeat that for the opposite side, and you're done.
So if you're looking for the ultimate mud flap protection, Teraflex has you covered. This is Meredith with XT, and you can find these and everything else Wrangler right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.